Hey, it's your girl KB back with another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all. It's a mess. Season 9, Episode 3, Signed, Sealed, Divorced. Or are we? Are they currently divorced? Do we got. Who is the people? I know it's a couple of YouTubers who, baby, they might as well sit down at the courthouse to see what celebrity, who in whatever county that is, name is rolling up on something, because they be knowing something as soon as it get filed, baby. I be like, Jesus, y'all must got a friend down there that work down there or something, because Jesus. But yeah, so the episode starts with, we are finally at the last dinner with the ladies being in St. Thomas. When I say Carlos wasn't gonna leave nothing on that cutting room floor, he said, "Oh, y'all be complaining about missing stuff or stuff being in the previews and not in the season. Well, baby, I'm gonna give you every single minute of this trip. Okay, bon appetit. Okay, bon appetit." So the ladies are in all white. Mel got a little fire dancer. She was like, "Oh God, we can sit anywhere." I knew she was after something when she didn't sit at the head of the table, because we know Melody is gonna sit at the head of the table, okay? And I knew something was up when she didn't sit at the head of the table. They were like, "No fine seats. Y'all can sit anywhere." So they sit anywhere. I got a lot of surprises for y'all tonight. I ain't even gonna lie, y'all. She was really excited. Mel was definitely in her element with this trip. You can tell vacationing truly brings her peace. And it was good to see for the moments that she was actually peaceful and not, other adjectives. Okay. So the first surprise, she has a fire dancer. Everybody's liking the fire dancer. It's really cool. Um After the fire dancer leaves, she has Lauren and Sunny to switch seats, because for some reason Sunny is sitting right next to Destiny. And she ain't got time for Destiny to be upset at this last dinner. Like she said, she got surprised. She's trying to have fun and leave this trip on a good note. So she make them switch seats, and she claims it's because she gonna have Lauren doing some errands for her, later on. So it's gonna be good to have her right there to just be like, versus trying to get her attention all the way down the table. I said, good save, ma'am. Good save. But why was Sunny and Destiny even sitting next to each other? Was that production being messy again? Because I couldn't imagine in any world either of them go down to sit next to each other, or anybody forcing them to sit next to each other by taking the other seat, because they already know how contentious this relationship is. It's basically been the main conversation of the trip, because Sunny exists because you're here. So we have to talk about it. So they're wrapping up the trip, and it's a positive experience since who was it? Tisha. I think it was just Tisha and Kimmy said that they had never been on girls' trips. That was weird for me. That was weird for me. That was weird to me. I took my first girls' trip in college, and both of those are college women, right? Like, they're college educated. They have degrees past the bachelor's, right? So the fact that they ain't never been on no girls' trips, been through college, adult friends, and this show, and just everything, and you ain't never been on no girls' trip, everything been couples trip or nothing. That's kind of sad. That's that's kind of sad. People should have lives. People should have experiences that don't have to necessarily include their partner. Like, y'all don't have to do every single thing together. But Kimberly is saying that she actually had a good time on this girls' trip. And, she was basically surprised that she had a good time on this girls' trip. Everybody's talking about how the trip was so great, and Destiny is mouse quiet. Everybody's like, "Melody, oh, this was so great. This was so great, Melody. Thank you for doing this." That's Destiny. Mel says, "Destiny, do you disagree?" Destiny's like, "No, but I just don't gotta do something because somebody else doing it." Like, okay. In her confessional, Destiny has the nerve to say that everyone is kissing Mel's booty and acting like she's perfect. Oh, Mel's so great. She doesn't do anything wrong. Oh, Mel, oh, girl. Destiny. This is why we people don't like you. This is why you are so unlikable, because you are the person that was just on the stairs talking, I love you. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. That was way more butt kissing than them admitting that they had a great trip, because it was a great trip. Regardless if there were some arguments here and there, the experiences were great. It was great to even see through the TV. So for you to act like they're kissing her butt because they're acknowledging that she did a good job on this vacation, you giving hater. You giving hater, and you don't stand on business. And this is what makes you unlikable. You were literally just, I love you. I'm sorry. Oh, and then not to mention, she had a fit because Stormy had sat next to me. Why you take my seat? Stormy took my seat. Stormy took my seat. I said, girl, you can't stand on business to save your life. This trip is a weekend, and you went back and forth between hating Mel, trying to be her friend, trying to be her right hand, to hating her again, to trying to be her right hand again. It is insane. I can understand why Melody don't got time for that roller coaster, because I don't have time for that roller coaster. She brings up having to hear Sunny talk about having kids, and that was a low for her, because why would her friends be asking this lady who stole my man about the kids that they gonna have, right? Melody was like, I apologize on behalf of the group for that. And Nell, she gets all, shaky voice like she about to cry. And she sincerely apologizes and said, she wasn't thinking about that, because Destiny was like, sometimes you got to think first and da-da-da. And Neil was just like, listen, you know that all of us don't necessarily think first. So she don't want her to hold it against her. She don't want her to hold it against her about this daggone question about having to hear Sunny talk about it. I might have to lift my chair when I take it. I'm gonna lift my chair, so if my head seems higher up on the albums, don't be surprised. So then Sunny goes, I think if people can't acknowledge that, people were betrayed and they just can't stay in denial about a situation, I feel like that's the problem. I said, baby, was that on the teleprompter? Because that message was for you. They wanted somebody else to read that to you. No way did those words come out of your mouth, because who betrayed you? Who betrayed you? Whom? Ain't nobody here your friend, so who betrayed you? Because that's your definition of it, right? Because Destiny says, like I said, baby, it's crazy for you to be saying those words. I'm like, right, why would she set herself up like that? Like I said, she must have read the teleprompter that was for the person next to her. That's what happened. That's what had to happen. So Destiny is just like, funny you use the word betrayal, because you betrayed me. Well, I was never your friend. I was never your friend to betray you. And Destiny is like, exactly. You can't even admit that what kind of space we were in, that it was a type of betrayal for you to be with my ex. And that wasn't even my ex for real, for real. We were just kind of on the outs. We probably could have got back together if it wasn't for you. Keeping it a buck. Destiny was like, see, this is why your apologies are fake and they mean nothing, because then you give me this energy, and this is stank. Sunny is like, what energy? I'm not doing anything. I'm done. And she looks over at everybody like, am I giving the type of energy? Shanita said. And Mel was like, yeah, yeah, you are. You're giving energy. Even when she was just talking, you was making faces, and you was giving her energy. So Destiny goes back to talking like, yeah, you give me this type of energy and da da da. And Shanita hops in and says, well, I think it goes both ways. I think it goes both ways. Destiny says, Shanita, can you give me a moment to speak? Okay. And Chanel was like, well, I'm just saying that, but okay, I get that. I get that you have your perspective from the outside, but this is me and her. Let me speak. I said, period. Period. Because I'm tired of Shanita giving her opinion, not only giving her opinion, but trying to overtalk people that are actually in the situation. It's one thing to give your opinion, because I mean, honestly, that's why the camera is in your face, because we want to hear you talk and be messy. That's the expectation. So I get it, but for you to be trying to cut her off about a situation that she's directly involved in to give your opinion, have several seats. Have several seats, Shanita. So I was glad when she said that, because I was so like, you don't even go here. Like, you from outside the club trying to talk, baby. Hang it up. Hang it up.
She doesn't even go here.
Do you even go to this school?
No, I just have a lot of feelings.
Okay, go home.
Next we see Mel got a group pic that she got. She wanted everybody to sign it, and she's gonna make copies and send it to everybody once they get home. She also has written a poem. Yeah, this poem was hilarious because she found so many ways to name drop herself. We all, there was some struggle, there was some strife, but in the end, we all found a melody to sing. I was cracking up. It was just like, okay, people, I brought you guys together so that we can all get along and that you guys can understand the packing order. So yeah, there's a packing order. It'll be included in your goodbye package when you get your pictures. So yeah, I just need you guys to know that I'm Queen Bee. What I say goes. If we need to squash it, we need to squash it. And you all need to line up to sing my praises and to make sure that you stay in line. And if you don't, I just don't have space for you out of my life. You just literally don't exist. I'm just going to be like, yeah. So sing your melodies and, fall in line. That's what she told them. That's what I heard. That's not what y'all heard. That's what I heard. So next, we see all of the ladies getting home and they're debriefing their trip with the men. First, let's start with Trisha and Ken. They look like they at the farmer's market or something like that, buying some veggies, getting some little smoothies, sit on down for their chat. She mentions that she didn't like how Sunny was trying to compare her situation. She didn't like how Sunny was trying to compare Sunny and Moses' situation to Trisha and Ken's situation. I said, I feel you, girl. It was not the same. It was not the same. They were both messy, but it was not the same at all. She said that Sunny had everyone on her side, and with Shanita, Ken was like annoyed, like, who is that? Who is Shanita? She said, that's what I was wondering, but Melody's puppet. It's Melody's puppet. So she said it's not the same because she was broken up with no intentions of getting back with her husband, and she ain't step on nobody's toes, especially not her friends. I added that in there. Melody, she said Melody moved on while she was married, so I harp on this. I said, what was that? Okay, you needed us to know. Trisha don't be doing herself no favors, okay? She don't be doing herself no favors because you saying that Melody moved on kind of in a way lends to Martell moved on with you while he was married. I'm sorry. That's just where people's mind is going to go because we can't believe nothing that come out your mouth, Trisha. We really can't. She then says that, Tisha was like, yeah, I heard that you had been to Martell's house. And she claimed that she was going to address it to Melody because she didn't want it to turn into a thing. But she did not want to address it in front of the group. But here we are. So Ken is just like, I don't want to hear no more of this, okay? Plus, he got his own tea, okay? He got to fill her in on what the guys talked about when they went out. He feels like Martell is making it out to be more than what they were. Why you lying on my girl? Why you lying on my girl like she a thought? He is basically talking about how now they really got to get married so that they can legitimize their relationship because he's tired of everybody having their comments and their side things to say. Every time he mentions getting married, y'all, she be looking so blah. She just be looking like a scared dog. Like, what is the deal, my dear? Why string this man along if you're not ready to get married? We gonna see if she really bout it when why I look like that? Okay. We gonna see if she really bout it when it gets time for this divorce and him proposing. And if she actually says yes and goes down the aisle, y'all. I doubt that they be on the show for us to see. But you know, it'll be interesting. Next we see Marcel and Tisha. They're home. She cooking dinner. She lets everybody know, okay, food ready. We just see the girls. We don't see MJ. The girls come down. She's like, y'all want to sit at the table or y'all want to go up to the room? They're like, we're going to go up to our room. They're like, okay. And Marcel is like making fun, like, oh, okay, y'all don't want to sit with your parents. Y'all want to sit with us and eat. And the daughter's like, no. He's like, ever since you got braces, you've been acting funny. Well, guess who's not my favorite daughter no more? She said, guess who's not my favorite parent?
And
she meant that. She meant that. And she wanted him to know that she meant that, okay? But I'm glad that they went on upstairs because Marcel and Tisha, they be having the proper marital tea sessions where Marcel is just messy enough to truly have a back and forth about the mess. See, like Ken, he ain't messy enough to be with the mess. Martell, he too messy for it. Marcel is that nice little piece of messy. And sometimes Reese. Sometimes Reese is that nice little piece of messy where it is a proper it is a proper marital tea sessions, okay? I love these. I love them. Being a married woman, it ain't nothing like sitting down with your husband and like gathering the information like, okay, well, this what happened and this what happened and then this happened. And then getting his opinion or him having a piece to add to the puzzle as well. Love it. Mwah, chef kiss. Chef's kiss. So Tisha tells him that Shanita, okay, Shanita, you know, who is Shanita? That's her bodyguard. I call her the bodyguard. She just kept on saying, well, I'm her real friend, and you guys are fake friends, and I'm her real friend. I said that literally sums up Shanita. That sums up Shanita on this trip. I'm your real friend and they're your fake friend. Come on, Op. Come on, Op. Let's go, Op. Come on, you little fake friend. Remember that she's an Op and you should keep an eye on her because I'm your real friend. I said, well, crack me up with that one. But she's like, she was annoyed by it because that girl don't know me to call me an Op. Marcel was just like, okay, true, okay, yeah. And then Marcel was like, who is Shanita? Is she tall? She gonna say, yeah, she kind of look like a man. He said, don't do that. Not Tisha. We already got enough smoke on us. We don't need the little bigger tickers on us too. So he was like, well, don't worry about it because she's Mel's friend. So, you know, sure enough, she won't be here next year. I said, is that the truth or is it ain't? Okay? Because with Melody, as soon as you come on this show, you are out of her life, okay? Out of her life. It's a wrap. She don't want you to make friends with these other people. That's why, now that it's happened to Destiny and Stormy, basically, well, Destiny was for other reasons. So I can't even say that's what it was with Destiny, but I feel like that's how it kind of started. And then Destiny just kind of ran with it and gave Melody all the more reasons to not be messing with her like that. But yeah, that's where they at. So now Tisha, it's too many T's and too many M's. Tisha, Trisha. Now we got Martell, Maurice, Marcel, Marquez. It's too much. It's too much. And that's T's and M's too. It's just a mess. So now they are comparing notes about the Trisha and Martell saga. He says they need to learn how to tell a good lie. I said, well, show them, Marcel. Well, show them, okay? Because apparently you keep yours on lock. Your side chicks ain't really going to say nothing. And most proof we got is the back of your head. Okay, so teach them, teach them. Marcel mentions that they hung out, that Trisha and Martell had hung out twice, and on one of those hangouts, they watched a movie. Tisha is like, well, I ain't know about all of that. And they're like, well, how you gonna ask somebody to train you at your house and ain't no gym there? And I guess that's why we previously heard her in conversation try to put emphasis on what did she say? Like the clubhouse, like whatever, like the little space down in an apartment building that you could, work out or whatever. She tried to put some emphasis on that. Like, oh, we went to his clubhouse. We didn't go up to his apartment. I just came to his apartment building because the gym over there. So we went to the clubhouse because it was right next to the gym. That's what it was trying to give, I would think, in her type of roundabout way of not explaining something well. Yeah. So Tisha tells him, but overall the trip was good because Destiny and Melody had a conversation and a come to Jesus moment. He was like, oh, okay, well, that's good because, they did do some foul stuff to each other. Tisha says, but she still kind of think that Destiny and Martell slept together. She didn't outright say it, but she didn't say otherwise. So, yeah. Marcel is like, I mean, that ain't hard to believe because Martell is always making these little jokes about him and Destiny, like saying that Law, which is Destiny's son, looks like him. So I can see why Mel is thinking that. And y'all, I said the same thing about why would you make that type of joke when he invited Destiny over to tell her that he had showed Sonny and Moses the house. He said that. She was like, oh, look at Law, look at his school pictures, ain't he cute? Yeah, looking just like his Uncle Martell. I don't know how that happened. Sure, Jan, you don't know how that happened. Right. So basically, Marceau is just like, he's giving people reason to make it look like they have done something, whether now or in the past. Then Tisha brings up the whole respectful cheating topic and how Destiny was trying to make it a point that Melody was talking to Ariane Coleslaw, saying that Coleslaw Curry, that's got a ring to it, that she was telling Coleslaw Curry to respectfully cheat with her husband. And Tisha couldn't even explain it good. And Marcel was like, that don't even make sense. Why would somebody teach it? She was like, I know, right? Yeah, it don't make sense, do it? Girl, hush, because when it was going on and the girl and Destiny was saying this, you was with Destiny just to be against Mel. Just crazy. Just a mess. Excuse me. Maurice and Kimmy, they're talking, and now she's back to acting like this was the worst girls trip ever. This is the worst trip ever. Oh my gosh, girls trips. Blech. And I'm like, Kimmy, you literally ended the trip saying that it was a good trip. You had your reservations in the beginning, especially having to get your own luggage off the belt. You were so mad about that. And then, you made a comment about how the guys are funny and the guys help resolve the issues and stuff. We get it. But then she ended the trip saying that it was a good trip. She had a great time. But she gets home and she's back to being like, oh my God, girls trips. And I'm like, okay, girl. So she tells him that it was a good trip though, but her only issue was with Nell because how she be in folks' business and she get to screaming and all that stuff. He was like, well, did y'all let her know that, y'all can handle y'all own beef and it's not like y'all need a mediator? I said, no, Reese, she actually let everybody know that she needs the guys to stop the beef and to settle the beefs. No, they can't handle it on their own. They need men to come and be the civilized folk to come straighten these women up. Come straighten these crazy, free-thinking women up. This is why I don't do girls trip. There's just too many free-thinking women out here. Is that not what she said? That's what I heard. So he asks, so is there anybody that you like more after this trip? She says Trisha because she stood on business about Sonny and let Sonny know that wasn't right. I said, okay. She's saying that because Kimmy feel like she couldn't really stand on business with Sonny because she feels some type of allegiance to Sonny because she was there for her through her cancer journey. So she's glad that Trisha was the one to do it, especially being new and not really set in this group yet for staking the claim so harshly. she can appreciate it. She also says that Trisha admitted to the things about Martell. She says, it was in a group setting. I'm sure that was difficult for her, but she handled it well. He says, yeah, Martell said the same thing, and that when she came over to the house, she wasn't bad enough for him to really mess with. And then they're like, you believe nothing happened? That's what I said, you believe nothing happened? I said, get to the T. You believe nothing happened? Kimmy said, people do a whole lot of something and call it nothing. So who knows, basically. I said, I know that's right, child. Marceau said, well, I mean, it all overlaps with her husband because she's still married. I said, now, Reese, shh. You stay off of that topic, because they still be on you and Kimmy head about Kimmy being a side piece because you was still married when y'all got together. So shh, be quiet. So she says, Kimmy says, well, she's gonna get married eventually. They still haven't gotten a divorce. Okay, well, maybe it's something about Ken that causes her to pause. And then she just mentioned that, for me, especially being married before, I definitely was hesitant the second time around. I'm glad she followed it up with that and not made it seem like Trisha scared to marry Ken versus Trisha being scared to get married again, period. I could appreciate her for cleaning that up a little bit. Maurice says, unfortunately, he may love her more than she loves him. I said, that's not unfortunate. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. Okay? I don't care what nobody say. The man is supposed to love the wife more, because the wife, women, we gonna learn to love. You see all these situations where it might be arranged marriage, or somebody, cultures get married off at 13, 14, and those marriages still grow to be successful. It ain't like they all just miserable and wish they lived another life. Women are going to do what needs to be done because it needs to be done. We're going to make a home because that's what we do. Men, on the other hand, they're not going to provide and be faithful unless they feel the need to. So I do feel like men need to love the woman more, because they need to feel like they need to love them. They need to provide. They need to be faithful. So whereas women, we're going to keep the house because we got to keep the house. So that's my take on why the man should love the woman more. I know people are going to have differing opinions, and some of them I can see why they arrive at that conclusion. I'm not like a one track mind. I just know for when it boils down, yeah, that might be true, but when it boils down, a man needs to feel an incentive, whether it be love and kindness, a well home, or a man needs an incentive to provide and be faithful. I'm sick to it. Let me take a sip of water. Lastly, we see Ken and Trisha. They finally sitting down to have a conversation with Marquez for the first time. Marquez sits down and he's like, I don't know what to think of this, but, me and you still married, and y'all got this going on, and I ain't never even talked to him, but we got to address this so we can address the past and move on, even though I'm sure y'all ain't even fazed by it. I'm sure y'all sleep good at night. And I'm like, baby, don't assume, because Ken is very much feeling the way that y'all are still married. It very much is affecting the relationship. So she's in the confessional like, yeah, I mean, technically we are still married, but he's in his feelings and yada, yada, yada. Ken is like, listen, we still got to hear him out. He still claims that they was messing around while they were together. Ken is like, most of our conversations was just about workouts. Shoot, even to this day, most of our conversations is about working out. Trisha's like, boy, you worried about talking about some. I was emotionally conversing with people when you were emotionally connected to others. Like, she's just flabbergasted at the hypocrisy. She ain't even trying to say whether she did or not. She just like, boy, you tried it. So then Marquez brings up the kids and how he never left the kids and he's always been there for his kids and stuff. She was like, boy, you lived 5 minutes down the street and did not come around. What are you talking about? She said your dad was doing for them. He goes, in a roundabout way, I never left them. I never left them. Okay, I left them, but I didn't lift them. I left you. It was just stupid what he already been saying. And then he asks, Ken, you be around my daughter, right? You hug my daughter at night? You hug my daughter at night? Them my kids. I cut their umbilical cord. Ken is like, okay, well, they kind of my kids too. Yes, I hug your daughter at night. Yes, I talk to your son. Yes, your son confides in me and hug him at night too. Your wife hugs me too. Yes, your family loves me. They love me. Even the extended family, they love me too. But we'll get there. She says, he's like, yeah, I hug your daughter at night. She hang out with my daughter. They love each other. See, well, why I don't know that? Why I don't know that? And Trisha's like, because you don't come around. You would know that if you came around. And I completely agree. Because, matter of fact, you don't even have to come around to know that. If you talk to your daughter on a regular basis, you would hear her, oh, what you doing this weekend? Oh, such and such coming over and we're going to be hanging out. Who is such and such? Oh, that's Ken's daughter. You would know that. You don't even have to come around to know that. You can call your kids and know that. But he's still mad about it, and the fact that you be playing ball with my son and my nephew, and you giving my son cars and taking him on trips and everything. But he knows that they have to co-parent because the kids and the nephews seem to love Ken because Trisha ended up naming a whole nother nephew too. Rashad love him, such and such love him, such and such love him. I said, she ain't got but one son. Who are all these other kids? And apparently these are his nephews. I said, ooh, that's a real, real, real good punch when your own blood nephews is like, yeah, that's my nigga right there. I said, I can see why he truly feels away. So he's like, yeah, we got to get it together because my son about to graduate and we all got to be there. Ken is like, yeah, we all got to be there and we got to be peaceful. Like, it just don't need to be no friction. We just need to be there and be one big happy family, basically. He was like, yeah, because people don't need to be nervous about all of us being in the same room, thinking it's going to be some mess and yada, yada, yada. Marquez is like, yeah, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy because I ain't got no woman in my life, you know. You got my kids, you got her, you got your kids, but I ain't got nobody to, you know. I'm sorry, but for some reason that made me giggle because it's like, baby, that's not nobody's fault but your own. Why have you not moved on? Why are you still harping on this lady that you left that house 5 years ago? You left that house 5 years ago, and you're clearly still so hung up on her that you can't even foster a new relationship. Fix it. Fix it. And he pulls out the papers, and Trisha about choked on her food. He was like, okay, well, she was like, I was like, woo, child. And so, she fake signed the papers because I was like, you can't sign these papers without reading them. You shouldn't sign them without reading them. And you have to sign them in front of a notary. And he said that they just have to be notarized and signed. Okay. And he's tearing up as he basically gives his little farewell speech and just how, you know, this going to be hard for him and basically give him grace and this is new territory and he just wants to do better for the kids. Ken tells him, you know, I don't want to just, you know, sound cliche, but you should seek therapy. I've been to therapy and it was the best thing that happens in my life. So you should go to therapy. And I know, you know, this going to sound weird or whatever, but, you know, I know I'm part of the problem, but if you need to, you can call me. You know what I mean? You can trust me like your kids trust me. I said not one last stab before he leaves. You can trust me like your kids trust me. Yeah, because they trust me. They call me daddy too. I said, come on, sir, relax. But I see where he's coming from. Like, listen, I'm a good dude because I'm a good dude. They not out here loving me and wanting to be around me for nothing. Like, I'm a good dude and they see that. So I want you to see that too. And the goodness of my dudeness can extend to you as well. I could appreciate that. And I feel like there are some things that they probably could have a conversation to gain clarity, and not on nothing about the relationship timeline, not on nothing about Trisha, but just on some man stuff. Just on some man to man. This is what I dealt with. This is how I got through it. I feel like, as off as that might be for Marquez, I feel like Kim could provide some insight. So yeah, y'all, that is the episode. Y'all see I did like some little edits and stuff in here. That'll be the most I do. That's it. That's it. I know some people be doing a lot of editing on their videos and it'd be so cute and so cool. And I just be like, whoo, baby, I don't have the patience. Okay. Y'all see, I got my remote back because I start and stop or I add my stuff in. So I don't gotta try to find that time marker. But that's probably the extent of it, so don't get too excited. But I hope y'all like it at the same time. And I'm starting to put shorts on here, shorts of these episodes, because I don't know why I would just only do shorts for Hood Health Report. So I'm going to incorporate shorts of my reviews as well. So like that, spread that, shred. Like the video, thumbs up me. Let me know what y'all thought of this episode. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see y'all on the next one. I'll probably be doing Potomac tomorrow. Because what's today? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. So it's looking like Potomac tomorrow. Sisters on Thursday, maybe. If not, Sisters will be getting done Friday. And I'll also try to get done a Glorilla album review on Friday. Do another little installment of my music reviews, right? And I'm going to look at some of the Grammy categories and listen to the people within those categories to kind of really give an overview. I always say I'm gonna do it and never do, so I figured why not do it now. So hope y'all enjoy this video. Hope y'all enjoy the new content that I'm gonna be bringing to you over the next few weeks, and I will talk to y'all on the next one. Bye.